We're back tonight with more international news. In Japan, at least 10 people died after a fire swept through a hospital in Fukuoka earlier this morning. The fire broke out in the Abe Orthopedic Hospital. Reports say 8 patients and 2 staff members were killed. 5 others were injured, several seriously. 18 people were in the building at the time. The hospital has a total of 19 beds. The building was almost completely gutted before the fire was put out. Officials are still investigating the cause of the blaze. The United States and Vietnam have signed an energy deal that will give market access to American firms while providing assurances that Vietnam will not produce the ingredients for atomic bombs. The deal on civilian nuclear power was signed on the sidelines of the ASEAN summit in Brunei by U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry and Vietnam's Foreign Minister Pham Binh Minh. The so-called 1-2-3 agreement requires that Vietnam obtain enriched uranium on the international market instead of making its own. The deal must be reviewed by the Nuclear Regulatory Commission before it goes to U.S. President Barack Obama for formal consideration. Congress then has 90 days to review it.
Police in Australia have put the brakes on a sizable drug smuggling operation based out of China. Customs officers say they began taking a closer look at a medium-sized truck bound for Melbourne from Shanghai earlier this month. Before long, 200 kilos of methamphetamine had been discovered in the truck's tires. The haul is worth $190 million. Police say it's the biggest multi-agency drug seizure ever made. 3 people have been arrested. 2 of them are former dock workers from Victoria.
And back locally, 2 people in Hong Kong have tested positive for cholera. These are the first cases of the year. Evelyn Leung has more details.
A 54-year-old woman and her 32-year-old son are the 2 confirmed cases of cholera. Cholera is an infection caused by the consumption of food that contain the bacterium Vibrio cholerae. The pair ate seafood bought from the wet market on Yeung Ok Road in Tsuen Wan, and that's believed to be the source of the infection. This woman said she will continue eating seafood because as long as the items are cooked thoroughly, then they should be fine. Stall owners in the Tsuen Wan market said government officials have already took water samples from their stalls for testing. But that's not all authorities are doing to prevent an outbreak.
We have also conducted sterilization and disinfection for the 2 canteens, which these 2 patients are working in. And the workers in these 2 canteens will also be tested.
The health chief said cholera is quite common in Hong Kong and there are always a couple of cases each year. To prevent a massive outbreak, he said it is important to find the source of the infection as quickly as possible.
The Center for Health Protection called on the public to maintain good personal hygiene and wash and cook food thoroughly to prevent cholera and foodborne infections. Evelyn Leung, TVB News.
Police had to deal with 2 armed robberies in Tsim Sha Tsui today. In one case, robbers stole more than $10 million worth of jewels. In another incident, officers managed to stop an attempt on a mobile phone shop. Karinanwadi reports.
The incident happened at around 11:30 a.m. Police said the 23-year-old male suspect disguised himself with a surgical mask, wig and glasses when he tried to rob this mobile phone store in Tsim Sha Tsui with the gun. Inside the store, shopkeepers controlled the situation until the cops arrived. The suspect demanded that one member of staff give him the money from the cashier. But the staff member managed to hit the alarm button in secret to alert the police. After receiving a security breach alert, officers rushed to Granville Road wearing bulletproof vests. The suspect was arrested. At the scene, officers found a black bag containing his wallet and university identity card. Police suspect he may have worked part-time at the store. Around the same time, another robbery happened nearby. This jewelry store on number 18 Hanoi Road was the target. 2 thieves disguised as construction workers splashed flammable solution onto staff and pointed fake guns. Using a metal rod to force open the jewelry cabinets, they stole more than $10 million worth of jewelry within minutes. It is unknown whether the 2 crimes were related. Kirti Nandwani, TVB News.
Hong Kong's last racing pigeon shop was among the casualties of the Kwun Tong redevelopment project. The shop will relocate to Mong Kok, but the owner will no longer be allowed to sell the special pigeons. And concern groups are now calling on the government to save the traditional business. Rani Samtani reports.
Shopkeepers and concern groups were joined by lawmaker Leung Kwok-keung as they chanted outside the central government offices in a bid to save Hong Kong's last racing pigeon shop. The shop, along with others, were forced to leave Yanshin Lane last month to make way for the Kwun Tong redevelopment project. The shop owner, Leung Kam-hung, said he is willing to move his shop, provided that he is able to show and sell his pigeons. The Food and Environmental Hygiene Department refused to give Leung a new license to sell his pigeons on Bird Street in Mong Kok because it classifies the pigeons as poultry for consumption. Leung would only be allowed to show pictures of his birds and be licensed to sell bird cages and bird food. The group is now calling on the government to grant Leung a license to display and sell his pigeons and to preserve this traditional business.
This one is a very long history. You know, the history is about 2,000 or 3,000 years. In the ocean time, they use the pigeon to develop the message.
Pigeon racing is the sport of releasing these specially trained birds, which then return to their homes over a carefully measured distance. These pigeons can sell for thousands of dollars. Rani Samtani, TVB News.
All right, Tony, some exciting playoffs then.
That's absolutely right, Dee. The Detroit Tigers beat the Oakland A's 3-0 to advance to the American League Championship Series. As Jameson Wong shows us, the Tigers' two big stars stole the show in the winner-takes-all Game 5.
Miguel Cabrera homered in the fourth inning off rookie Sonny Gray to give the away team, the Tigers, a 2-0 lead.
A two-run home run for Miguel Cabrera.
Detroit would add another run in the sixth.
2-0. 44 home runs during the regular season.
That was more than enough for starter Justin Verlander. He had a no-hitter into the seventh inning. Verlander ended up going 8 innings, allowing just 2 hits while striking out 10. The final score 3-0. The Tigers have now eliminated the A's in the playoffs for the third straight year. They'll play the Boston Red Sox with a place in the World Series at stake. Game 1 of the American League Championship Series is Saturday at Fenway Park. Jameson Wong, TVB News.
On to tennis now, and Roger Federer's season-long slump continued as he was knocked out of the Shanghai Masters. Federer lost in 3 sets to a Frenchman, Guy Monfils. The scores were 6-4, 6-7 and 6-3. The former world number 1 was seeded 5th in this tournament and is now in danger of missing out on the Tour finals later this year. But the 17-time Grand Slam champion still hopes to finish strong this season. NBA preseason now, and the Houston Rockets beat the Indiana Pacers 116-96 in Manila. It was the first ever game in the Philippines featuring current NBA players. Houston's Jeremy Lin came off the bench and scored 6 points. New signing Dwight Howard had 9. The Rockets and the Pacers will play another preseason game in Taiwan on Sunday.
And finally tonight, Saudi female members of the Conservative Kingdom's top advisory council have called for a discussion on the sensitive issue of allowing women to drive. The official request was made this week to the head of the Shura Council. It's a move which could embolden reformers who want the ban lifted. Women seeking the right to drive in Saudi Arabia have been energized by a campaign calling on them to drive on October 26th. Saudi law does not explicitly prohibit women from driving, but religious edicts by senior and influential clerics are enforced by the police, effectively banning it. Authorities do not issue driving licenses to women. The campaign started as an online petition last month and has so far garnered nearly 15,000 signatures. And that's the news for tonight.
Thanks for watching. Good night.
Hello everyone, it was mainly fine today with plenty of sunshine during the day. At 5 p.m., the northeast monsoon affecting the South China coast will strengthen slightly in the next couple of days. Today's temperatures range from 25.5 to 31.1 degrees, and the current temperature is 28 degrees Celsius. So Freddie, how's the weather tomorrow? It will be mainly fine apart from 1 or 2 patches of rain. Temperatures will range from 25 to 31 degrees. Tomorrow's API is forecast at 40 to 110 and the pollution level will range from medium to very high. The maximum UV index forecast for tomorrow will be about 8. Now, here's the latest global weather update. Sunny in Shanghai, cloudy in Xiamen. Sunny in Guangzhou, cloudy in Chengdu. Cloudy in Beijing and Tokyo. Rain in Ho Chi Minh City and Manila. Showers in Kuala Lumpur, rain in Jakarta. Thunderstorms in New Delhi, showers in Karachi. Sunny in Cairo, sunny intervals in Nairobi. Showers in Brisbane, sunny in Sydney and Melbourne. Sunny in Toronto, cloudy in New York. Sunny in San Francisco and Los Angeles. Rain in London and Amsterdam, showers in Paris and Zurich. And that's the weather. Have a great evening.